And welcome.
I don't know what happened. Hold on. I guess let's just go. Fuck it. I
Hey,
don't know
hey,
what happened to the
everyone.
intro, guys. I screwed up the intro, but Nick's gonna take it
Hey,
from here.
here we are, everyone. Welcome back. Another episode, Wrestling is Trash 2024. We're off to a great start, as you can see, right? But the whole point is in the year, you're supposed to grow. So from here, we're going to grow. It's going to be perfect, flawless from here on out.
Absolutely.
Welcome back, everyone. Co-host Wrestling is Trash, Nick Anicelli, the nonsensical podcast where we talk professional wrestling, past, present, and quite possibly the future. Like I said, I even messed up. I already said my name. You know who I am, Nick Anicelli, coming to you live, California. Hoping everyone had a safe, healthy, and happy holiday season for whatever holidays you do celebrate.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's New Year. A lot of wrestling already talk about, but I don't like talking about me. Lou, how are you doing? How are your holidays? Celebrate Mama Lou. I don't know your mom's name. Celebrate Mama Lou's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday wishes to her again.
Oh, shit. Appreciate that. Well, for starting off the show, let's go ahead and give myself a little dummy.
Yeah.
So, you already know it's your boy Lou from the BX, host of the Everything Podcast, co-host of Wrestling is Trash. Starting off the new year right and proper. We are heading into this new year, and we thank you guys very much for joining us on this journey of trash and wrestling and all the things in between. So continue to grow with us as we grow into this year. Happy to be here again for you guys. The first episode of the new year. We're starting out strong. We got a lot of shit to get into. So, yes, yesterday was. We'll continue to refer to her as Mama Lou. Mama Lou's birthday was yesterday. No one knows how old she is, which is hilarious. There's you can guess, but no one has an actual date of actual birth because she technically has two birthdays, which that's something for another time to talk about. But no one knows her actual birth, her actual age, but we celebrated it anyway. So, one of the many mysteries of Mama Lou. And other than that, man, everything is good. Everything's wonderful. I'm still the fucking undisputed, undefeated, unchallenged, everything podcast, Wrestling is Trash champion. We're still doing this, carrying it into 2023. It's still here, even though I'm holding it upside down. There we go. Now we're talking. Still the main champ. So maybe I'll mail it to you, Nick, and you can hold on to it for this year. We're actually the co-champions. So, but let's go. Let's get right into this crazy ass show. Nick was live this week.
And but wait, before we get into that, I'm sorry to cut you off. We didn't talk about this off air, but we have to talk about one thing in 2023. What do we think of World's End? Just quick thoughts.
Oh yeah, man. You know, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, we didn't. I think it's because we didn't have it in the note, but we had, Swerve going in last second with Dustin Rhodes, Lou and I. Yeah. Really not a big fan of that, but happy for it. Didn't mind the match, but the Devil.
Yes.
The Devil, Lou. What do you think?
Here's the thing with the show. So it wasn't and I'll say this without, and I don't think any challenge from you. Definitely the worst AEW show of the year.
Yes.
Like definitely. It was definitely the worst show. But with that being said, it wasn't a bad show because AEW, for me at least, and I believe for you, has yet to give me a bad show. So, but it was definitely for me. They capped the year end with their worst show, I think, of the year. A lot of the matches that were on the show, I really didn't think needed to be on the card. Some of the matches were way too fucking long. Miro and Andrade, that fucking match went on forever. It was a good, good grueling match, but my God, that match was fucking long as shit. So let's just get to the main thing. First of all, super fucking stoked that Samoa Joe is the AEW champion. Yes. I just fucking dude, everyone knows how much we love Samoa Joe on this podcast. Samoa Joe is one of the greatest fucking things ever. Wrestler, talker, promo, character guy. He's the fucking greatest. So the fact that he never got to be WWE champion is a travesty in my eyes. Because
2017 against Brock, I'll die on that.
Why didn't they pull the trigger on that? I'll never know. But
hey, listen, they set it up another opportunity at SummerSlam with a fatal 4-way. I thought it was that. I was like, all right, you don't want to beat Brock. I get it. Now there's two other people. Joe can win the title.
Yeah. Like even that promo when he's in the ring with Brock and he's telling him
You see it? He's protecting you from me.
There you go. Exactly right there. Like after that promo, like how do you not put the belt on this guy, man? How do you not do that?
And
But
then he
anyway,
has 3 matches. Fuck that. He has 3 matches with AJ Styles. Doesn't beat him once. And AJ was already champion for 9 months. I was like, yo, Joe's going to be the guy to beat him. And at that time, the Universal title was held higher than the WWE title. So it's like, all right, whatever, you're making Joe the B champ, but it's still the effing WWE champion. And then, like, no again.
He would have had such a great run there. It would have been so fucking awesome for him. But hey, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and Tony Khan has decided to make him the flagship champion of the show. I can't wait to hear his address tonight. I just watched like an hour ago a 2-minute and 23-second promo that he did, I guess, after the pay-per-view backstage. It was phenomenal. Some Mojo fucking rules. Some Mojo fucking rules.
Fight with him, like he said.
Oh wait, let me give WWE the fucking for not putting the title on Joe. Yeah, fucking come on, bro.
Wait, hold on. Before we get into, could you argue he's probably the biggest superstar fumble drop in the past 10 years?
I mean, I would.
He's up there.
So he did get injured a few times when he was on WWE roster. So I can understand, you know, it's a machine, bro. They want their champion there. They want their champion working. You know, they don't want to put a belt on a guy and then have to relent. You know, I understand that. So, you know, the timelines for me, you know, I don't really remember exactly when he got hurt and came back and when the whole thing was happening and where the championships were. So I don't want to say they fumbled him because on one hand, I don't want to say that. But then on the other hand, I remember that they had that man sitting in the rain wearing a poncho on commentary. And this dude is still out there giving us kick-ass matches. Like, you were wasting this guy on commentary.
Remember, he came back that year and was NXT champion.
Yeah. And even then, he was pretty blown. Like, he wasn't in his peak physical, condition at that time. So he was getting pretty sweaty, like, pretty quick. But he was still, like, able to go out there and deliver. Like, you know what I mean? So
he kind of addressed it in the press conference saying, like, he took more time than needed and concussions are different. So I was kind of happy he said that. Yeah. But it's like, the one thing I'll give them credit with him, though, the only thing, they never really buried him, though. They never made him look weak.
Right.
Like, even
I would say the poncho thing was pretty bad. Like, they trotted him out there and made sure to put him on TV wearing a fucking poncho standing in that rain. Yeah. That's like, you didn't need to have Samoa Joe doing that, bro. Tom Halifin or what? No, not Tom Halifin. He's an Impact. Yeah, bro, come on. Kevin Patrick or one of these other guys. Yeah, put them in a poncho, let them stand out there. But
Joe, you're a tough bitch. You can stand out there in the rain.
Yeah, come on, bro. But
anyway,
that being the highlight of the show for me, was pretty awesome. And then the reveal of the devil. So here's the thing, guys. I've seen a lot of vitriol, and I'm talking. I'm sorry if I'm like taking up your time here, but I just want to make sure I get this out. So a lot of hate on the devil reveal, and why did he just Adam Cole just stood there and let MJF lose the title, and then like what's the purpose of the devil thing, bro? Adam Cole is hurt. Like, Adam Cole has one leg, bro. We don't even know when he's going to be able to actually wrestle again. So the title kind of became a secondary thing in the feud. Like, it wasn't about taking the title off of MJF. It was about, like, it to me, it seems like it's about destroying MJF's whole shit, like destroying his life.
Yeah.
That's what Adam Cole is out to do. That's what this whole devil shit has been about, to systematically make MJF like actually think he has a brother and a friend, and then to completely destroy that. Like, that's the main goal of the whole thing. It's just like completely break MJF, which is what he set out to do, is what I took the angle to become. And then furthermore, who else was it gonna be? The Jungle Boy? CM Punk's in WWE. It ain't CM Punk. Who else was it going to be? Adam Page? No one else made any sense.
And I'm happy they went with the story. They easily could have dropped it until he came back, too. So, like,
we said this before, that we thought it was this exact group.
Yeah.
Roddy Strong, the Kingdom, and fucking Adam Cole. The Wardlow thing, okay, makes total sense with the promos they've been cutting and everything. So
Well, it
it
makes sense
makes
because of his
sense.
history with MJF.
It makes total sense.
Yeah, like
So
they knew what they were doing. I think we just wanted it to finally happen.
it wasn't gonna be fucking Mercedes Mone
Yeah, like
and
kind of like
Shane McMahon.
yeah, like kind of like like Bray Wyatt when he came back in 2022. Everyone knew he was the White Rabbit, so it's like, all right, let's just do it already because you want to see it. Like I compare it to that. Like you knew it, and like I'm one of them. I don't think predictable is bad. Personally, that's just me. I don't think being predictable is bad. I liked it. You know what I mean? Like it was cool. They're trying to play us by having MJF off the AEW roster on
Yeah,
their website.
I'm not buying that for a second. Go fuck yourself.
I'm not
Go
buying
fuck yourself. I'm not falling for that shit. They did the same thing with Wardlow.
Yeah, and just like when WWE tried it with Jey Uso, like yeah, I'm not buying it. Like
no,
it's cool because they're committed, right? Like I give them credit because they're committed, but MJF ain't going nowhere. Tony,
we're not falling for that shit.
Tony threw the bag. I think he could eventually end up there, maybe later in his career, but yeah,
that's the thing, bro. Like
he's fine where he's at.
What's he gonna do in WWE besides make a shitload of money? Because he's gonna make a shitload of money, but he'll make a shitload of money here.
Yeah, and sense. Right. That's it.
But what's he gonna do over there? Feud with the Miz?
Yeah.
Get into a feud with Seth Rollins, who everybody who comes to WWE has to feud with Seth Rollins.
Because if MJF comes over, he's obviously if he went over, he'd be a main event talent. Okay, you throw him in there with Roman eventually. That could be.
Would he though?
Yeah,
when you look at MJF's height, you put him in there and you stand them up in there next to fucking Roman Reigns.
What he's done and what he's done in AEW, I would like to think he would be. Yeah, MJF is short though. I do forget about that. But
that's the thing. That's the difference with AEW and WWE. Like WWE, for the most part, I want to say, because they've kind of changed things with like Chad Gable and Gunther. They kind of made that work with the height difference. But for the most part, over the years and decades, if you're the bigger guy, you go over pretty clean and easy, unless you do the rare things like the Rey Mysterio runs and the little things like that. But
yeah,
it is a different time, so different ownership, different everything. So you never know. But again, World's End, I thought it was a fun show, good show, but it definitely was the lower end of the AEW shows for the year.
Yep. And do you think in a weird way it's a bad idea to do a pay-per-view around the holidays like that? Not because of buys and all the bullshit like that. It's just like, do you feel like everyone's kind of checked out in a weird way? Not like checked out like, oh, screw wrestling, but like,
Like I kind of like what WWE did with the clip shows. Like I wasn't expecting that. I actually tuned into Raw last week and I was like, what the fuck, a clip show? And I turned that shit right off because I'm like, I'm not watching a clip show.
Yes.
But it's cool that they did that because they give their people some time, even though they were doing live shows the whole fucking week. Yeah. But they give their people time off TV. That's very stressful, that whole, thing. So I kind of like that. So, it's cool that we got a pay-per-view at the end of the year, but at the same time, like, you probably could have gave your people off. We didn't really need this show, but I guess we needed the show to kind of wrap that angle up.
It seemed like a lot of angles ended at that pay-per-view, besides probably Adam and Christian. That's obviously probably
I will say one thing, that fucking reveal when the lights came back on and Adam Cole was sitting in that chair, that shit was hard.
I thought it was cool.
Shit was hard. That shit was hard.
I like that. I feel bad for old Mr. Wayne though, with that table spot. That had to hurt like a bitch.
Yeah, he missed it a little bit. I think Edge kind of overshot him a little bit. I saw yet another thing people were complaining about online, but it's like the optics of it I thought were crazy fucking. The only thing I didn't like about it was like he's sitting there spraying the table and Nick Wayne is just sitting there.
Like,
that's the Street Fighter birds. Like he's just there.
And people overreact to that. Shit like that don't bother me. Man, it's not going to be perfect every time.
It's part of the performance. Like you gotta understand you're watching a performance.
And this is maybe very hyping up Edge. Edge is no homo, whatever you want to say. Big guy, right? And Nick Wayne's not a big dude. I bet you that might have just Edge overpowered Edge, Adam, whatever. He's Edge on this show. Like, just
his mama named him Edge. We're gonna call him Edge.
Yeah, but he threw him. Like, I think he just threw him,
Yeah, he kinda threw him too
overestimated his
far.
own strength.
I think he underestimated his strength and the angle he was standing in, and I think he overestimated like how much force he had to use because he grabbed that kid and flung him.
But man, that was a dope match. We all agree.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Um,
Again, kind of predicted before the show. I thought it was gonna be Luchasaurus actually winning the belt
Kill switch.
and then doing the thing that they were doing at the beginning, which is Christian basically walks around with it the whole time. But I like what they did.
So is
fine, you know?
So is Luchasaurus always Luchasaurus on this show? He's not Kill Switch
Oh,
stuff.
yeah, I'm not calling him Kill Switch, bro.
I never got that, to be honest. I get it because maybe Luchasaurus comes off more babyface, but
Yeah. I don't just see why they don't like. I don't know, bro. To me, a character like that, maybe he doesn't want to show his face. Maybe he wants to stay like, because luchadors for the most part, they usually don't show their face.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They kind of keep that shit a secret. But I didn't think he was like really like doing that shit. But maybe he is. Maybe he just doesn't want to show his face. Because I always thought like when Jack Perry turned heel, the perfect thing to do was to take that fucking mask off that guy, put his hair in a ponytail, put him in a nice suit, and he could be Diesel. Like he could be the Shawn Michaels Diesel bodyguard character, and
that would be
change up his whole thing. But maybe he just doesn't want to show his face, bro.
Which you got to respect, right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, good show. Fuck, Revolution right around the corner. And for that, ticket sales for that are through the roof, which Sting deserves nothing but that.
So shit. You know what? We'll circle back to it because I'm sure that we're gonna talk about Jericho. But the reactions to his match and the reactions from the bro, I just brought that up now because I want to make sure we go back to that.
Yeah, that was what's the, because you might have seen more than I have as a lead. So we all heard what happened. Nick Hausman reported it, all that. What's the latest in that situation that you are aware of?
So again, I hate to, kind of deal with like rumor and innuendo and all that because again, we're not there. I'm not backstage. I wasn't in the hotel room.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck happened. That's between Jericho and whoever it might have been because no one's even confirming that it's Kylie Ray. It's between him and that person and God. They're the only ones who know what happened in that room. So this is the kind of timeline of what happened. Nick Hausman, during the pay-per-view, decided to tweet out it wasn't a direct. See, this is the problem that I have with it. It wasn't like a direct, yo, Jericho did this shit.
Yeah.
But it was like innuendo. Like it was like he was alluding to the fact that Jericho made somebody sign, or not even Jericho. It was like a top talent made someone sign an NDA because they're a creep and some shit like that. And now, again, this is going to be butchered because I don't have the exact tweets and everything that was exactly said. But Nick Hausman posted something alluding to the fact that Jericho made someone sign an NDA because he was being a creep. And then Kylie Ray clicked heart on that tweet. Like she just put a heart emoji on it.
Yeah.
Because it was like, shout out to the victims who can't say anything on their own. And she clicked heart on that part of the tweet, not on the actual other thing.
Yep.
So then people lost their fucking minds and they were like, oh, Kylie Ray assaulted, Chris Jericho assaulted Kylie Ray and da-da-da. And then it spun off into its own thing. And then the story came out. Yeah, and then this story came out that supposedly what happened was that Chris Jericho told somebody to tell her to come to his room because there was going to be a party. So she was like, okay, went to Jericho's hotel room, and apparently the party was in Chris Jericho's pants because there was nobody there except Chris Jericho. Mm-hmm. And from there, supposedly, he propositioned her. She freaked out and she left. That's what happened. Supposedly, that's the story. And then after that, I guess maybe she complained to somebody. And then it seems like the rumor is that Tony Khan and Chris Jericho had her sign an NDA They paid the rest of whatever contract she might have had, and they let her go. They're like, yeah, you can go do whatever you want. You can go work for whoever, but you can't work here, and you need to sign this so you don't fuck anything up. Now, people were saying that he did that because AEW was new. Chris Jericho was like the biggest star. He was a champion. So he didn't want to like fuck up the business. So
that bad publicity instantly.
that is the rumor. You know what I mean? Jericho has yet to say anything about this.
I'm assuming he's on TV for
Kylie Ray has yet to say anything about this. Now, again, if the NDA is in place, that's probably why, because she can't. But people were bringing up old tweets of hers that when she left, and she wrote this big post on Instagram saying, "No one made me leave, guys. I'm leaving. You know, I had a great time here, but you know, my career is heading in a different trajectory, blah, 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 blah." So she left very like nonchalant. Like there was no, she wasn't even talking about being unhappy. She was like, "I'm happy, everything's cool. You know, if this just isn't for me, I'm moving on to other stuff." And that was it. So this guy now, supposedly, this Houseman guy is supposedly he's backtracking a little bit on his podcast. I think this is all just like this dude is trying to get attention to his site and his.
Well, this is also the same guy that asked CM Punk the question at Brawl Out.
Is he? Is it him?
Yep, same guy.
Well, supposedly this guy's a Punk fan or something.
Yeah, like he's a Chicago native as well. So
yeah,
he used to be on the Wrestling Inc. website back in the day. So that's how I know of him.
Yeah, because that's the stuff that I've seen and heard of. And again, I don't know any of this shit to be true. All I know is that, like, we really have to be like, well, first of all, if Jericho assaulted somebody, fuck Chris Jericho. Like, off rip,
wrong.
Okay?
So wrong.
And this isn't an indictment against Jericho. That goes for anybody.
Yeah.
But if that shit actually happened and he, you know, he did some, you know, borderline shit, then fuck the guy. But if like he asked a girl to go to his room and she went and he made a proposition and she freaked out and said no, like, ill, you're fucking gross and old or whatever, and left, okay, that's not sexual assault. That's like he took a shot. Maybe he did it in a fucked up way. You know, he could have like, I mean, the guy's married and shit, you know. And again, all this is alleged, but that's not assault, bro. That's like he didn't grab her and you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't do anything assaulty. So, and again, I'm saying all these things because whether it's true, whether it's not, whether it's he propositioned or this and that, it's like, where's the fucking like how do you, there has to, like, where's the like once this comes out, like that's it, you're canceled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's judge, jury, and executioner on Twitter, which you know, Twitter is not a fucking real place, but
still,
like that stuff happens on there and you're already judged. So how do you discern like what's real, what's not? Like, do you sue this person now for slandering your name? Do you I feel like Jericho should have said something by now because he's always on Twitter saying some bullshit. You know what I mean? So why would you let that sit out there like that, especially after that pay-per-view, bro? That was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Like Tony, everyone knows what's going on now.
Yeah, like there's footage of Darby Allin when he came out for his entrance, and he looks at the ring and he's like, "You piece of shit." And they're like supposedly saying that he was yelling that at Jericho because Jericho was standing in the ring. Now, whether that's part of story or something, but they're like on the same team. So I don't know why he would be yelling his teammate to be a piece of shit, but like, I don't know, man. Then the thing with Ricky Starks, like he got tagged in and he just gave the finger to Jericho and was like, "Nah, I'm not fucking wrestling with you." And he got out of the ring. Like all that shit was kind of blurring the lines of like, is this like part of the story or are these people like pissed off at this guy? Because
well, this might be something we'll never know.
Yeah.
And then
that's true.
But yeah, overall good show, good shit for AEW. And we'll just see. They're gonna build from this. Like the show.
But what do you like before we like push off of that? What do you think about that whole thing? Like, what's your?
Well, I'm right there with you. If he did it,
your feelings on that shit?
If he did it, obviously he's a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, That's a given.
Yeah, no, it's because Tony was asked about it in the press conference.
Oh, that's another thing. Oh my God.
And like I said, I'm that guy, and this isn't hate. Because I like how Tony, when he does these press conferences, I like how, even though people roast him from time to time, I like when Tony's like a goof and does goofy things. Because it's like, yo, it shows you're a human and a fan, right? And I thought it was hysterical what he was wearing up to that. Like, yo, hey, yo, owner of the company doing shit like this, like, yo, that's funny. You know what I mean? Dudes have, but I definitely found it odd when he got asked that he kept that shit on.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion. But, so it's like, and because he was getting a lot of backlash from it. Like, I felt if he didn't have that on, not saying the situation would have been squashed, but I was like, yeah, but I really don't know what to say because, like I said, like Dan said too, our boy Dan, like, we live in a world where now it sucks. You get canceled. And then even if you're innocent of everything, like, you're still done. Yeah. And it's like you'd like to think Jericho wouldn't, because you've heard stories of Jericho in the past, like cheating and hooking up with super, like that. That's old shit. Everyone knows that.
Right.
So you wouldn't hope like someone like him would do that. So I obviously hope all of this is like a lie, you know what I mean? Or fabricated to some degree, kind of like what you're saying. But I guess I really don't know how to take it because nothing's been true. But like the in-ring shit, like that was awkward. The chants were awkward. And it's like I said, obviously, if it's true, he's a piece of shit, but he's one of the greatest of all time. So I hope, like, he didn't do something like this to fuck up his whole legacy.
Yeah, and it's like, it's weird because, again, I'm not a Jericho stan. I'm not like, I don't have Chris Jericho merch and all that shit.
So he's like one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, I agree that he's one of the fucking greatest of all time. He's like 55 years old. He's still doing this at a high level. Yeah. So of course his career and all that is just not, I have no problems with him or anything like that. But again, I'm not like, the biggest Jericho guy. But it's like, dude, I don't know, bro. It's hard because there's no actual allegation.
Yeah, well, there's no facts, there's nothing. It's just like
it's Twitter shit. But it's taken over. I'm on Twitter so much that for me, it's like news because I keep fucking seeing it everywhere. It's like, it's crazy. So it's like kind of hard to comment on it, but
it's just, it's a very insane rumor at this time.
Yeah, it's really. And so I'm not like going to sit here and cape for him and shit. It's just, I just think it's unfair that's the point I was trying to get to. Like, I think it's a little unfair that some dude could just tweet some shit like that and continue to, because he's like, continuing to like do that shit.
Oh, yeah, he was tweeting during the scrum like, why isn't someone asking Tony the question?
Yeah, and it's like you're trying to take attention away from like you literally did that shit when the show started, and you did it throughout the whole entire show in the scrum. And it's like,
because let's be honest, it took away a lot of talk from the pay-per-view, even at the end, right?
Yeah,
as good as the show it was.
Yeah, because you had people, fucking reporters, like having to ask this question because of what's happening on Twitter. Like,
yeah, so it's like at the same time, it's like, what the fuck? I don't know.
But the hat and the glasses thing, like it's like on one side, it's like, yeah, when they started asking the serious questions, maybe you should have been like, oh shit, you know what? Let me take this off real quick and let me answer this question. But he's just wearing that ridiculous hat.
Yeah, and I'm not
ridiculous glasses, and it's like
I don't like it as a hater aspect. I'm saying I don't like it because everyone's saying the shit that you know what people are gonna think, that you're not taking this serious and all that, and it's more like a damn Tony, you should have known to take that off.
But it's just funny that like people pay more attention to what he was wearing than like what he actually said,
and
which
he
is
answered
like
it fine.
Which he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and answer alleged questions on a Twitter post from like, I'm not gonna answer any of that shit, and I wouldn't either. Like, I'm not gonna be like, no, Chris Jericho has never been investigated. No, bro, we're not doing that. We're not. Yeah. I'm not making one of my guys or my employee like to look like he's been investigated or not been.
Yeah, you're bringing more attention to something that might not even be true.
Yeah, like, no, that's that Twitter post. I'm not responding to a random Twitter post allegation.
No,
I'm not gonna do it.
I think he handled it in the right way.
I'm not gonna do it.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm assuming Jericho won't be on TV for a little bit at least.
Oh, tonight's episode of Dynamite is going to be very odd because there's like none of the. It's like it's almost like a rebirth because it's a bunch of young guys on the show. There's no Jericho, there's no Omega, there's no Bucks.
Yeah, I was looking at Tony's tweet and like, I'm gonna watch it because I watch Dynamite every week. It's a weird episode. I'm not as hyped as most.
Yeah, we're starting all the angles for the year, so I like episodes like this because it kind of
fresh start.
Step up of everything, you know. And you got Daniel Garcia on the show, so.
But let's hit. Do you want to hit the news items and then the day one after, and then we'll do day one last because I feel it's a big topic. All right, so first we got. I'll let you share this one. The first one we have in there since you were the one who posted that.
This one is just sad. So Kota Ibushi had a match the other night for Noah, and it was like a 35-minute match, and I watched because I watched it in piece. I watched pieces of it. So I watched maybe about 15 minutes worth of the match because these people, they do not fuck around when it comes to their content, bro. If you could literally be watching a video and that shit will stop because they ripped it off they pulled that shit down off of Twitter. So I had to watch it like in pieces, but it was terrible. Like he couldn't even walk. Like he couldn't walk. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't put any weight on that side. He couldn't. And mind you, Kota Ibushi is not the Kota Ibushi of old. Now, again, we're not the biggest New Japan guys or, you know what I mean? But we've seen him have matches. Like we've seen him have matches. And he hasn't been that guy in a long time. These guys are getting older, bro. Their bodies have been taking a lot of abuse. So, you know, you add that in on top of the fact that apparently this guy had a fucking broken ankle. And they made him go out there and work 35-minute fucking match with a broken ankle. Now, whether they made him or he was just like, no, I'm going out there is up in the air. But if you're running a professional organization and you have medical staff, there's no fucking way that you should allow one of your performers to go out there and do that to himself. Like
broken ankle
in any way.
Yeah. Well,
he literally collapses after the match because he just couldn't take it anymore.
Thoughts and prayers. Hope he recovers soon because that's shitty.
Fucking terrible.
That's terrible. Next we got our two next items have to do with two women having a very eventful 2022 by exiting WWE. So there's a rumor. So Mercedes Mone, probably the hottest free agent on the market, right? You can definitely in the women's division, every capacity. All of a sudden there's these rumors she's going to WWE again, has these talks. Apparently a number wasn't met. That's what I'm assuming. If talks stopped, the number wasn't met. Tony Khan said during the press conference that he's going to be heavily involved in the free agent market. And now it's rumored that Mercedes Mone is expected to land in AEW, like could be on tonight's show, people are saying. I don't know the match card that well. Is there somewhere where she could fall in? Knowing Tony, I don't know.
Mariah May's wrestling Queen Aminata tonight.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they would do it then.
Because maybe Tony would get involved and
maybe Tony will show up or something, and then you can have that kind of play out. But
I'm a sucker for the not announcement surprise. But this is a time where I wouldn't mind that Tony Khan has a major announcement and announces it. Like this is the time I'm cool with.
But like, but the thing is too, like
you got to build.
Don't get me wrong. I want to see Mercedes Mone and I want to see her wrestling. Period. Like I don't care where she goes.
Wherever she is.
If she shows back on WWE, great. I'm gonna be able to see her wrestle fucking all these wonderful women that they have over there. She shows up in AEW, great. I'm gonna be able to see her do the same thing over here. But like Mariah May she's not like some valet or some like B tier. Like Mariah May is the shit.
Oh, you know me.
Like, and I know you know that. I am unfamiliar with her game, so I did my research. She's the shit. So I would feel a way if like they have her go out there and have a match, and then you bring this freaking gargantuan woman out who's like super over, super popular. Everyone knows who he is. It kind of like takes the rub off of Mariah May. Like we should see Mariah May come out tonight, have a dominating match,
It'd be good.
and further along the story with Toni Storm. Like, that's what they should be doing. But
Tony, you got to do something different with that. And what I mean is, like, I'm cool with making an announcement. Tony Khan has an announcement of a major signing. Like, make it obvious, like he did with Punk. Like, sometimes it's like we said, predictability is great, and we don't really give a fuck about it. But that's what's going to help you with ratings. You know, just regardless, it seems within the next month, I'd say by the end of February, she's going to be somewhere. It could be as soon as tonight. I don't know. We know. But she's going to be somewhere soon, and I'm very excited to see her back on television.
Wouldn't you, like, save her for a Revolution?
Yeah, like, I hate to be that guy because we don't like talking ratings, but it's obvious. We hear it all the time. Their ratings aren't as good as, I don't know. I feel you need, like, on a big stage, like, this is one, if you have to hold off to make it bigger, I think you should.
Because I feel like, let's say Tony signed her, and his idea is to debut her tonight. Okay, have you seen anything that's hyping up some kind of big thing happening on Dynamite? No, you're seeing the match card play out. You haven't seen Tony say anything about a major signing. We have an announcement, or you know, any of the Tony Khan isms that you could possibly see. Tony Khan addresses his enemies tonight. There's nothing. There hasn't been anything. So it's like, you're going to just have your show, and then Toni Storm comes out, does some shit, and then you debut Sasha fucking Banks or Mercedes Mone like that with no fanfare, with no warning to get people to actually try to tune in and watch. That's weird.
She's a bigger star than that. Like, there are
you need to put you don't have to say we have her here. But coño, at least on Twitter, yo, tonight, you gotta tonight's gonna be like something.
And you need a big crowd. Like, Revolution's good. I saw because that WrestleTix page always pops up. They got like 13,000 tickets sold for Revolution.
Oh man, yeah, it's basically sold out.
And you know that's gonna get. And I don't care what anyone says. That's gonna do great on buys because it's Sting. It's Sting's last match. Casuals are gonna watch Sting's last match. Like, this is I think you wait till then, personally. If she shows up tonight, am I going to be excited? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think she warrants a big stage like that. And I just think it works out. Debut her at Revolution at a pay-per-view. Even if you give it away, like, yo, this is going to... Like, see how we did with Will Ospreay announcing a signing at Revolution?
Yeah.
Well, at Full Gear. If you go that route, and then, cool, now you can build her up for for Double or Nothing. And that helps those stuff.
The thing is, 2 Revolutions in March, bro. Like,
isn't it the first week of March, though?
It's 2 months away. Do you want to wait that long?
I think so.
I mean, I think, and the thing is, like, I think you can.
And here's why.
So many women on your roster, and that gives you time to build Mariah May up, too.
And here's why I would do it if I'm Tony. Because we all know Tony Khan's petty. And I like a little pettiness every once in a while. If she doesn't show up before the Rumble, everyone's gonna think she's in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Why not low-key piss off WWE fans by not debuting her till after the Rumble and having hope? It sounds petty, but yo, tell me that's like, you know what I mean? That's something I would do.
If the Rumble comes up and there's no like news about it, you're gonna think that she's coming out.
Especially how they did with CM Punk. Everyone's like, yo, Punk's not coming. He showed up. Everyone's already tweeting it already. Like, yo, yeah. Same with CM Punk. And then, so if I'm Tony, that's what I would do personally. Because I like, I think it's fun being petty every once in a while.
Yeah.
So, because if you do that, because I'm telling you, because us included, we will talk when we do our Rumble pre-show. Even though we're having this conversation now, we will still sit here and think, well, does she show up?
Yeah.
But there are going to be some people that are severely butthurt if she doesn't show up. So It's like, why not? I don't know. I feel you have that card in your advantage. Why not do it?
Yeah,
that's just me. That's just me personally.
No, I mean, it makes total sense. Like, definitely, you want to make splashes this year. Like, that's what you want to do. Like, Tony Khan has he's got a lot of work to do, man. He can, so like we were saying, especially like tonight. Tonight, there's no quote unquote big, I don't want to say big stars because Swerve Strickland is on the fucking show. Like, you have stars on the show.
Yeah.
But like, you don't have your Kenny Omegas, Young Bucks, Paige, You know, you don't have these people there. The mainstays. Jericho apparently is not on the show. You know, so you're going with your young cats. Now, what you can do is refocus your show and now start giving the women a little more love, bro. Maybe get a couple women main events. Like, I know Serena Deeb is back. Serena Deeb had that fucking great video package during World's End. I was super stoked to see that. I love Serena Deeb. So maybe you can now, hey, maybe we can actually have more than one women's match on the show. Let's have maybe two or a men's Texas Tornado or tag matches.
It's always in the same spot too, at the 9:30 to 9:40.
You know what I mean? Like, give them a little more love, because it's not going to take away anything from the guys. Like, everybody comes to see the big meaty men. You know what I'm saying? Everybody comes to see that shit. But you got all this talent on your roster with the women. Like, start building that shit up a little more, bro. And then lead towards where you debut this big name, whether it's Deonna Purrazzo, whether it's Mercedes Mone, or even Trinity. Trinity's rumored to go back, which is our next news story. She's rumored to go back to WWE, but hey, maybe she wants to go to fucking AEW, man. Who knows? She's not locked down to anything. Maybe he makes her an offer that she likes. You never know. So start building up your division that way.
And I guess we can kind of transition into that there. But so me, I guess I'll end the Mercedes thing on. If she shows up tonight, I mark out. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But I hope it's not till after the Rumble for like the funny, petty reasons.
Right.
But yeah, so I guess next it's being reported that Trinity is pretty much a lock to go back to WWE. Well, let me read the thing appropriately. Sources within WWE and Impact tell Fightful Select they expect Trinity, Fatu, aka Naomi, to report to WWE, bearing unforeseen circumstances. WWE has had major interest in bringing her back. I think we've said this from day one when all this Sasha Banks and Naomi stuff went down, was that Naomi will go back. Like, she's the bloodline. She's in the bloodline. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like me. And I think the same things with Mercedes, but I would argue more Naomi was, if not if, when. So I think it's cool if she comes back. This is another thing though, man. And it's like, this is where I work. I think Trinity has done great in Impact, right? Like, I've watched everything she's done there, so I like it. But on the women's side, they have so much star power. Like,
they have 40 women right now on their roster.
But like, we're sitting here, right? Last week we were talking, or the week before, we were talking Mania. So as of right now, you need big matches for Becky, Rhea. Who else did we say? Bianca. Damage Control, whether that's EO as a single or Damage Control there.
Right.
Then it's like, if you bring her back at the Rumble, like, you need something for Mania for her. Bailey. So it's like Jade, so I'm assuming Jade's showing up at the Rumble. That's
Jade's still waiting in the shadows to.
So it's like, I wonder what they do with her.
And now they have interest in Camille Brickhouse. Like, the fuck are you gonna do with all these women, bro?
Look, do you see her going to NXT?
Hell no. No fucking way. So? She's way too talented. And again, I hate to say that, because I didn't mean she's too talented to be in NXT, because that's the wrong thing to say. NXT is for developmental talent. Camille Brickhouse was a champion for like 600 fucking days.
Yeah,
bro.
The only reason I say that though is because of her name. Like, she's probably not as popular to a lot of the WWE.
Yeah, but that shit still don't matter. Like, they don't these NXT girls come up and no one knows who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
What's her name? Was on Raw this week, and people didn't really seem to know who the fuck she was when she came out. Yeah. What was her name? I don't even remember her name. The girl who wrestled fucking Rhea, Ivy Nile. I like her.
That was a decent match, but yeah.
Yeah, I like her, but they didn't exactly react when she came out, and she's been in NXT forever. Yeah,
no, she got the crowd hyped. I think after she hit that German on her on the outside, which we'll get into my take from the show, but yeah. But no, I think it's cool. If she goes back, I think it's cool. Like, let her be with her husband.
Right.
Is it too late for her to be inserted in the bloodline?
Yeah, I don't see the purpose.
Now I don't think there is. Like, I could see if they do it. But
yeah.
Because here's the thing, do you bring her back in a weird way as a heel? They have like no women heels. Besides, like, if you really think about it, besides Damage Control and Nia, they don't have any real heels. Like you can't say Rhea's probably listed as a heel, but she's not a heel. Everyone loves her.
Everybody loves her.
So
Everybody loves her, bro. Even though she does shiesty shit, everybody loves Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. So, but it's like, so I wouldn't be opposed to her coming back as a heel.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I just don't. The thing is, like with Trinity, like I don't.
Has she ever been a heel?
What is she gonna? I don't think so. I don't think she had. Maybe
Well,
when she was like
when they did
bad.
Yeah, but that didn't last.
Bad thing, but maybe. The thing with Trinity is like I worry about her because what are they gonna throw her into the main event? She's gonna be the champion. Do you really think she's gonna be WWE Women's Champion over there right now?
Not right now. No.
Like, but it's okay. So when? Like,
yeah,
that's another thing. It's like when with these people who are like leaving to come over. Like, perfect example, Andrade. What the fuck is Andrade gonna do in WWE? Tell me what he's gonna do. Is he gonna be U.S. champion? Maybe.
No.
Is he gonna be? Is he gonna take it off Gunther? He's not gonna take it off Gunther. Is he gonna be Roman Reigns? He ain't be Roman Reigns. He beat Seth Rollins. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. That doesn't seem to be the storyline going right now. It looks like CM Punk is gonna be wrestling for that title.
LA Knight's the guy that beat Logan Paul.
And you got LA Knight still in the mix. Like, so what's Andrade gonna do, bro? What's he doing there?
Yeah,
why?
It's like cool. It's like cool. You want to see new things. Like, oh, he's coming back. It's cool, but it's like, I think a problem in this situation that I'm seeing, and we're gonna see, is when now we're at the contract years for AEW at least. Obviously, WWE's always had contract years because they've just been around long. But AEW is at the point now where contracts are running out. And on both sides, they're quick to bring people in. Like, you notice when people got fired from WWE, 90 days later, there were no shit on Dynamite.
Yeah.
Like Andrade, he's a free agent. I get it because you want the splash of instantly, but it's like, what if you held off on Andrade till the SmackDown after WrestleMania and he attacks LA Knight for the title?
Yeah. And I don't think that would hurt him.
And the thing is, Triple H, it doesn't seem to be, I could be wrong, into the like Gunther is fighting Brock, I'm assuming, at Mania. Or if not, someone who's built up. LA Knight and Logan Paul is going to be a one-on-one. So it's like,
I want to see that, bro. I want to see Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, bro. I want to see that.
Same.
I want to see that, bro. They need to make that match happen.
I hate, because obviously we're big fans of Trinity. We think she's insanely talented, but I think this is a predicament, which I don't hate on it at all. If anything, I like it. She's going back because of family and money, which nothing wrong with that.
Ain't a damn thing wrong with that.
Oh, she went out. She proved herself. She can be a main event woman star for a long time in a good company. It's not like TNA and Impact ain't shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like good for her. And it's just, you know what it is? We have all these people we like. And you just, not everyone can be there. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's like, do you see the stat? Like Malachi Black went all of 2023 without a single.
Without one singles.
And that's one of my favorites. But it's like, that's part of the business, though. Like, not everyone's going to be like, there's probably someone you love right now that is not being used.
Yeah, there's so many hours that I know a lot of people are like, oh, AEW has fucking 3 shows and they don't know. Bro, there's only so many hours, so much time, so many storylines, so many belts. Like, there's only so much you can do with what you have, bro. And I think he's kind of doing a commendable, what a backhanded compliment. Like, I feel like Tony's doing a decent job of getting us the people. Like, you go to these shows, you see people like Orange Cassidy. You might be sick of Orange Cassidy, but when that motherfucker's music hits, people go nuts.
Yeah.
When Willow Nightingale's music hits, people go nuts. That's why you constantly see these same people, because these are the people that the fucking crowd never gets tired of. So it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's some people, not everyone's going to be a champion, bro.
No, and it's kind of like, I guess you can bring it into Roman in a way. It's like, we're all like us. We're sick of the Roman reign now, just because he's not on TV as much, right? I think if maybe he was on TV like he was, like, I would say a good 75% of his reign, he was on TV for a lot of it. Now it's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, come on. It's funny to say, but The Rock's been on TV more in 2024 than Roman Reigns, even though Roman's advertised for Friday.
And it's funny that they have to make a special announcement whenever Roman Reigns is actually going to be on the fucking show. But
it's like, he still draws insane numbers and brings in insane money as champ. without ever being there. So, but it's just like, you know,
it is what it is, bro.
And it sucks because as fans, you want to see like more. Like I would love if Ricochet was on TV every week doing cool shit. You know what I mean? Or like just whoever. You can name so many people. But happy for her. I think that's all we really got to say there. But
yeah, I'm glad. I just worry about her positioning on the show. But again, I think her going back has a lot to do with her husband and family, and you know she's gonna get paid properly. So you know.
But I guess we can get into day one of literally 2024. So I'm going to tell my story on this quick. So I was texting Lou about like, do I go? Do I not go? Like for a while. But they were building up this show. Now, mind you, the one thing that benefits me here is just luckily WWE and AEW does it. But active duty military gets free tickets. You just show your ID, you get in. Right. But next month in February, Derek Raw's coming like 45 minutes away. And now when I really wanted to go to, because looking at the calendar, it's the go-home show before Elimination Chamber. So as a fan, I'm hoping CM Punk's going to be there because I want to see him again. Right? I saw one. I got to see him in AEW. Now I want to see him here again. He was not advertised for this show. So I'm like, all right, I'm probably not going to go. Like, I just went recently. No reason to go. Then they advertised the World Heavyweight title match. And I'm like, okay. And like, I'm thinking maybe Drew wins. Maybe there's a cash in. Neither one of those happened. We'll probably speak of that. But anyway, then you hear like, honestly, I saw the report that Andrade was going to show up imminently. Yeah. So like that would be dope to see Andrade debut again, return. Like I think that'd be really cool to see live. So then that's dangling me. Then you hear the former WWE champion thing. I'm like, fuck.
Some people were posting pictures of Braun Strowman. I was like, oh my God.
And then that's what sold me on it. Because I'm like, yo, if Triple H is tweeting up, the Triple H tweet is actually what sold me. So I'm like, okay, if he's tweeting this, someone's coming. So I'm thinking like, yo, who could it be? It has to be like The Rock, Stone Cold, even like an Undertaker. And I'm like, yo, someone who I would, and that's what sold me on it. And man, I got to see one of literally my all-time favorite, The Rock. I thought it was a great Raw. Like I said, I'm biased. I'm always going to be biased at a show I'm at, right? Always going to be biased. But man, when Jinder came out, I like Jinder. We said this. I think this was off air, right? We talked about Jinder. I like Jinder. I like his theme music when he was champion. Loved his entrance. But once he kept talking, I'm like Rock. I instantly knew by then Rock or Stone Cold's coming out. Especially talking. Honestly, when he kept saying USA, USA, I was actually thinking it was going to be more Stone Cold. Because between the two in a weird way, as odd as it sounds, Stone Cold comes off as the more maybe patriotic like character.
Fucking hacksaw Jim Duggan comes out.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like some shit like that. And then man, when the Rock's music hit, I fucking lost it. And then, I'll admit, I loved it because I was there live, but that was a long segment, very long segment. Of course, they went over. I think The Rock always goes over his segments. But anyway, I marked out, got to record some videos, got to see him hit the people's elbow. But he hit that line. And man, like I said to you offline, when he said, sit at the head of the table, that pop, that was easily the loudest pop ever I've heard, like during a show. Like his music, I'll say that was the second loudest pop I ever heard. Still to this day, the loudest pop. And I think Rob might be able to agree, was when we were at WrestleMania and Kofi won the title.
Oh, shit.
That place went fucking nuts. Nuts. But in an arena, I think that takes the cake, The Rock's music hitting. But, man, that was crazy. And if I would have not gone to that show,
you would have been so fucking, oh, my God.
And then Lou was the one who told me CM Punk was backstage. I'm like, no way he's going to show up. And then they showed his return next week thing, and I was like, okay. But anyway, so I thought it was awesome. Like I said, I'm biased, so I really don't want to give my take. I've been dying to see Rock and Roman because Rock's my all-time favorite. But you, Lou, I felt a year ago at this time we were talking The Rock because we're in Rumble season. Just what was your thoughts on the promo, and what do you think is going to happen from here?
Yeah, so Jinder came out, and I thought it was hilarious that how the crowd, like literally they had the camera on the crowd, and they started playing Jinder's music, and you literally see people go, like they literally were like, oh, really?
Hey,
Gender
someone near us
malfunctional?
said, "Who's this?"
Huh?
Someone near us said, "Who's this?"
Wow. Yeah, literally they were deflated or whatever. And I thought it was funny because obviously if you watch wrestling, you know what's happening here. You know somebody's coming out.
You texted me.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. But they gave him time. They let him go out there and do his anti-America shit, which I don't know if that's the proper thing to be doing in 2024 anymore. I don't know if we need to be doing anti-America shit still. Like it's not 1985, bro. But whatever. But man, when his music hit, that shit, I can't imagine how that shit was in the building because that shit was incomprehensible here at my house.
Insane. Dude,
Like,
I jumped out of my seat. And I knew it was funny.
Did you see the Samantha Irvin when she reacted to the pop when the music hit?
Let me see. So my girl had we were anticipating someone's coming and she recorded my reaction. I didn't know she was recording.
Shit, no way.
So I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if this is too bright or not. I don't know how to do this without the screen. But anyway, let me try fucking around okay, you kind of see it. All right. Oh fuck, it did it again.
Oh shit, that's hilarious, bro.
Oh,
that's hilarious. Oh, you should go viral on that, bro.
Yeah, and then I should tweet that actually after. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, but we said this off air. Sorry, I want you to keep going, but we have to give Jinder Mahal props. I thought he did great out there with The Rock and without The Rock. I think he deserves a little like pat on the back. Here's something. Sorry, continue though.
Yeah, man, the modern day Maharaja, bro. I enjoyed that title ring. I don't care what anybody says. I know it was done for a purpose. Whatever.
Don't hinder Jinder.
Yeah, that fucking that theme music, bro. The tiger shit in the background when he came out with that belt, bro. That shit was dope. So he came in there. I thought everything was great. Like sometimes The Rock is a little, you see, like he's a little rusty sometimes with the one-liners and all that kind of shit. But he was pretty sharp. He was back on his game. You know, he got the crowd chanting all this silly shit, and it was funny. It wasn't corny. Like
day
you know
one,
what I mean?
right there. I was day one, not douchebag.
Yeah, day one douchebag. So like you know, it was funny. It was going. He was doing his thing. I was enjoying it. And at the end, I have to admit, I was a little confused as to where they were going. Like we were talking about it off air. I thought he was going to get into like a pie. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, where should I sit? Where I'm kind of hungry. And I'm like, okay, here we go with the poontang pie thing. And then when he said, should I sit at the head of the table? It was like, I was like, yes, dude, finally. Like, can we? It's kind of a weird way to go about that, but because in my mind, I had like the perfect scenario already, like for years and years and years for this thing to happen. I just think the elders should have came out. Remember when the elders came out and they gave Roman the red lay or whatever? They should have come out when Roman whatever pay-per-view he retains in some weird way. But I thought the elders should have come out and then the Rock should have come out. That would have been like a explosion of fucking pop and all kind of shit. But it because the thing is, when he came out, what was it, like a couple months ago?
In September, yeah, because him and McAfee were in town for games.
Yeah, they came out, they did that whole weird thing. It was okay. It wasn't as good as this one. But I was just like, damn, you bring The Rock back and you do that. You know what I mean? Like, you would think that when they bring him back, it's going to be to get involved with the bloodline stuff. But seeing this angle play out, I had no problem. It was great. And then at the end, the way he alluded to the bloodline thing was just, dude, I know you were there, so I had to tell you, but that came off really well on TV.
Yeah,
like everybody saying, ooh, it came off really good.
I just think from fans at home in attendance, I think it's because you kept hearing, we've been hearing The Rock and Roman even before the bloodline was a thing, like in 2019. And Rock always said if I ever came back, it would be to fight Roman. Like it's been known. And I think that was just lit up like this, like, yo, it's happening. Like it is happening.
Yeah.
And So I'm gonna ask you that question I wanted to ask you off air in a second, but I think we're both in agreement it's gonna happen at Chamber, right?
I believe so. I think that's the best thing to do.
I think so, just because, like we said, we saw reports. It's like 60,000 people can fit there. Like, that's big. That's massive.
Do they try to break the all-in number?
I don't think that stadium can break it.
Oh, it's not big enough. Okay,
yeah, it's big enough. But that's obviously going to drive sales, and I think that's what Triple H's announcement's going to be. Because here's the thing. I hate doing this, but I try to think from a business standpoint. Like I said off air, if they do this at Mania, us hardcore fans don't want that. Because we want Cody to finish his story. You want the full-timer guy in there. And why we say it should be a Chamber lines Cody up even better. But it's like, I hate saying it, but it's like, I get it if it's at Mania. Like, I hate it, but I get it. Like, I hate it. I can't.
When is this announcement supposed to happen? On Friday?
Tomorrow at 8:00. I think it's on Peacock. He's having like a big thing. Like Punk's gonna be there. Superstar.
Oh, they're having like a thing?
Oh yeah, it's like a thing.
Oh shit! I thought it was just gonna be like on SmackDown or something.
Oh no, I don't know if it's on. It's either on YouTube or Peacock. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Punk's gonna be there. Or where? I don't know where it's from. I don't know anything. I didn't even know it was a thing until one of my boys texted me during Raw. I was like, "Yo, I think that's what Triple H's announcement's gonna be."
Wow. That's a big deal.
Because you want to announce this sooner than later for tickets for Australia. Because I'm telling you, there are definitely some sick motherfuckers from America that will fly to Australia to see that match.
I'm going to tell you something right now. If he announces that it's going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns, that shit is going to sell out in less than 24 hours. I mean, if it even takes that long, that shit is going to sell out instantaneously.
Yeah, because like I said, people from America will fly to go see that. Because I'm telling you, I said it to my girl on the drive home. If I had the money, luxury enough to go to it, I would. Like, I would in a heartbeat. It's The Rock. It's because this is hands down The Rock's last match. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. You know what I mean? Like, maybe a stupid, remember like that WrestleMania thing he did with Eric Rowan?
Yeah.
You might get something like that, but like a no shit 20-minute match, 30-minute match. This is it.
I'll tell you one thing. If The Rock's gonna have a match with Roman Reigns, that motherfucker better eat his Wheaties and start getting on that goddamn treadmill and put the weights down for a couple weeks because
he looked gassed.
You know, build up that cardio, son. Because
he was breathing heavy.
That fucking people's elbow is shit, dude. You were fucking.
You already. I'm telling you right now, that match is gonna go just like the Cena one. It's gonna start off with the test of strength. One's gonna throw him, then Rock's gonna throw Roman. I think that match, is gonna be more of a story. I think, obviously, but so we're both agreeing. I'll speak on both of us, but please throw in your 2 cents. It makes sense for Chamber because one, it boosts ticket sales, like for the business reasons, but for storyline, it makes sense because then he loses, and then Cody's the guy that beats the tribal chief, the guy who beat The Rock, this insane ring. Like, that makes Cody next level. And I like to think this is where I'd like to think I got more faith in a Triple H booking than a Vince booking, because Vince would do Mania. I don't think anyone would debate that.
Oh, yeah. That's his baby match,
think Triple H has more of the backbone to be like, hey, Rock, like, no, this is where this is happening because we have a show we do 360.
And you know what? I think that's why he's doing this announcement thing. That's why, to just make it seem like that big of a deal. Like, I needed to make a whole show to tell people that we're doing this match. It's going to be in Australia, 60,000. Like, that's a big enough deal where you can have that main event there.
And here's the thing. And if people are going to bitch, but Roman hasn't fought at Rumble. Like, you out of your damn mind if you thought Roman was losing at Rumble regardless.
Bro.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so people are going to throw those bitches out there. How are you promoting a match for next month? Obviously, that means Roman's winning at Rumble. Oh, because Randy Orton, AJ Styles, LA Knight, we're going to be the guy to end it at Royal Rumble. Like, no. Like, let's be honest. But so I'm assuming that's my guess. I'm assuming that's what you agree. You think this is his announcement or no?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm assuming it's going to be this, that they're having Elimination Chamber. That's going to be the main event. tickets go on sale, blah, blah, blah. There might be something else thrown in there, but I would assume that, to me, that's a big enough announcement.
Now, say they don't go that route, and this is the question I have for you. I'm giving you the pen. It's happening at Chamber. How would you book it between now and then? Say that's not Triple H's announcement. You can control the story.
So
mind you, you have like 7 weeks.
I would have at least one face-to-face between these two guys in the fucking ring before you announce the match, because all The Rock said was, should I sit at the head of the table? And now you're announcing that sentence enough gets you the match. I mean, again, at the end of the day, this is the match that we've all wanted to see. You know what I mean? The Rock and Roman Reigns. It's like it writes itself.
Yeah.
But you're going to announce a main event based off of a sentence that this guy said at the end of his promo. Like, if I'm booking it, would like to see a face-to-face confrontation. They don't have to fight. They don't have to have a, physical thing. They could be separated by, you can even have Jay show up and put his arm around The Rock and Jimmy put his arm around, Roman Reigns, and you have the brothers now involved and the whole bloodline's there and Solo's in the middle and Paul Heyman's freaking out. You can have a pull apart. You don't have to get physical, but at least have them both in the ring and go back and forth a little bit. Explain why I'm here. Why do I want to sit at the head of the table now? You're too cocky. You're too this. You're too that. The elders sent me something. Yeah. Like, have some type of interaction instead of just like announcing the match off of him saying that. So that's my only thing. That's what I would do.
Yeah. So mine is this. So I truly believe this deal just came I don't think they've known about this for a month or two. Right. I think this is new. So if I say I've known about this, what I would have done is, instead of having, and this is why I think they just found this out, I think if The Rock was able to, because obviously this is all on his schedule, for being honest. If Rock was able to, I wouldn't have Roman defend the title at Rumble and do Rock and Jay versus Jimmy and Roman at Rumble. Shake the cobwebs off and stuff like that, right? Because then that builds the brother feud as well. But I think the way they have to do it, because do you have The Rock show up before the Rumble when Rock's facing someone else? I mean, Roman. I feel the next obvious move would be Roman main events the Rumble with whoever he's fighting, and then The Rock confronts him at the Rumble. I feel that's what you have to do, even if that's just a stare down. And then those next SmackDowns up to it is that. Right? I feel that's the obvious and only way you can go, though.
Yeah, that's the only thing with me is, I mean, and again, they have time to kind of build something up where they can put Roman on the show. But who is he gonna wrestle? Who does he wrestle right now at Royal Rumble? Are you gonna wrestle Kevin Owens again?
I hope they do a fatal 4-way, because I don't know if you know, on SmackDown it's AJ versus LA Knight versus Randy, triple threat winner fights Roman next. So I hope.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right, Randy. Duh.
So I think if you don't do a fatal 4-way, it's gonna be Randy. But I'm looking at the calendar. If you have The Rock show up at Rumble, they have four SmackDowns. If they keep this just on SmackDown, mind you, which I think they would, you have 4 SmackDowns to build the match. So is 4 SmackDowns in a fucked up way enough to do it?
I think so.
And then I guess you count the Rumble because of the face-to-face, so 5 appearances?
Yeah, they can. That's more than enough time to build that up, bro. Yeah. Hell yeah. They really only need 1. I'm telling you.
Because it's such a big match?
Yeah, 1 SmackDown will be enough. A face-to-face with the two of them in the ring. You do a pull-apart thing. Rock explains why he's here to do this. You don't need 3 or 4 shows to do it, bro. You really don't. You could do that show with 1. And I will be ready to watch. I
hope he's going to be involved, obviously. But I hope Roman talks during this, not Heyman.
Yeah,
I know Roman.
It needs to be Roman.
Roman talks a lot more now, he has. Yeah. But Paul can get involved, but this needs to be mostly Roman and Rock. Because I kind of hope they don't touch until Rumble.
Yeah,
I don't want one of those brawls or a little scatter, which I think they might, to build The Rock up.
The pull apart thing is. I'm fine with the pull apart thing.
I think they're going to make The Rock go into Chamber looking stronger than Roman. I feel that's very obvious because he's losing.
I could definitely see Solo or Jimmy taking a rock bottom. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Jimmy for sure. Jimmy's eating a rock bottom. Someone's eating Jimmy about to get fucked up.
Yeah.
And I think this is how you can build Jay versus Jimmy. Because what if at the Chamber, the Bloodline's obviously going to get involved. It's a Roman Reigns match. And Jay comes out to help The Rock during that match. I feel that's right there how you build Jay and Jimmy instantly.
Yeah, because you also have to start building that up too. If you're going to have them have I would think you want them to have a one-on-one at Mania.
Yeah, I think that's.
They've kept them away for this long, but it's about that time where they start building that shit.
Yeah,
if they're going to do that.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then Cody wins the Chamber.
Because what else is going on at Mania? I mean, you got 2 shows, but you got your women's titles. You're going to have something tag team related, obviously, but I don't know who the Judgment Day is really feuding with to get the tag team thing going. So they have to start building that shit up.
Because you got to think, they have to build the 2 men's title, the 2 women's title, the IC title, the US title, and the tag titles. So that's 7 matches right there for sure.
Yeah.
So, but besides those 7, like you're saying, what else do you have? You have Jay and Jimmy. Maybe you got to think, if Finn and Damian are doing the tag titles at Mania, you have to think Dominic has a match. Dominic. Oh, and I'll say this. Nope. Dominic got the shit booed out of him.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that for sure. Definitely the sound thing that they were doing before, they're not doing that shit. They didn't do that shit there. If they're still doing that, it wasn't this week. Oh, his mic volume level was consistently the same, and that motherfucker was getting booed.
Can I ask before Kevin Dunn's gone?
Yeah.
But from my perspective, the only difference was Cole and Barrett started off the show in the ring, which I thought was kind of cool. But was anything different production-wise?
I honestly didn't. I was trying to notice camera cuts and all that shit. I didn't really notice if there was less camera cuts or anything like that.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened and when happened with that.
My stupid ass is always complaining about camera cuts, and I wasn't even paying attention to it.
Yeah,
I was more focused on the show, to be honest with you, like as a fan, because a lot of times I'm watching the show and I'm watching it like I'm picking apart like producer shit and booking shit. But I actually literally watched Raw this week. Like, I think it's because you were there, and I was like, bro, Nick is there. He's fucking probably having a great time. So I was just watching the show like as a fan. So I actually really enjoyed it. So I wasn't really looking for any like I gotchas, you know what I mean? And
I think that's, which I'm going to ask you a question after. That's one of my goals of this year in wrestling, is to watch more as a fan instead of trying to be like a smart ass, I'd like to say. But besides that, what did you think? What did you think of I'm just kind of quick thoughts, I guess, because shit, Dynamite starts in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I just want to talk about the ending of that show.
Yeah.
So why? Okay, so again, I saw a rumor on Twitter where some guy was taking pictures of purple confetti falling out of the steel guardrail that's on top of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent it to Sean Ross. So it was like, yo, I'm seeing purple confetti leak out of this thing. Looks like we might be seeing a title change. So in my mind, I thought we were getting a Damian Priest cash in and he was going to win the title. Okay. Then we're watching the match. I sent you all that information. Then I'm watching the fucking show. Here comes Damian Priest. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. Finally, they're going to cash in this thing. And then he gets Claymored. He's laying outside the ring with Dominic. Drew loses. Seth Rollins laying in the ring all fucked up. They end the show with Damian looking at him all mad. I'm like, fam, why the fuck would you not run into the ring with Dominic, beat this shit out of Seth Rollins with some chairs, and then hand the briefcase to the referee like, okay, now, bitch, I'm cashing this shit in.
And
why wouldn't you do that?
So the cool thing, I never knew this at wrestling shows. But where we were sitting, we were on the hard cam side, but not like in camera. On the other end, there's a clock that says like what time it is to the second. I never knew they did that, which I thought was cool because the refs probably use it and the wrestlers do. So I kept looking at that. And when Damian came out, I'm like, yo, there's enough time to do a cash-in. So a thing I do at like live shows, not like pay-per-views, but like Raws and SmackDowns, I hate traffic. So the last 5 minutes, I'll watch from like my top section area. So when it ends, I can just leave. So at Cali time, 7:55, I'm standing up there. Damian comes out. And I was like, yo, it's happening. It's happening. Right? And then the match ends, right? And everyone's sitting in their seats still because they see what you see. Seth's dead and Damian's like up. And everyone was like still hyped because it's like Seth got a pop. From my understanding, from talking to the people, more people were hyped and cheering because they still thought Damian was going to do it.
Yeah.
Not because, Seth won, got a pop. But not. And then like 2 minutes went by and Seth's music just kept going. So I go to my girl. I'm like, all right, like, let's leave. Let's start walking. Because if he cashes in, you're going to hear Samantha Irvine say, he's cashed. So I'm like, yo, we can just run to a top of a section and watch it.
Yeah.
And it never happened. And I was thinking, like, yo, okay. Because you're in a predicament, like we said. Because Priest can cash in and lose at Chamber. Easy day.
Thank you. Priest doesn't need to hold the belt for a year and a half.
And it makes Chamber that much better. There's a main title change. You want to take these overseas shows seriously, you need shit to happen, right?
Even if you put it back on Seth, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because we all know Seth and Punk's at Mania.
Yeah, dude.
So it's like, yo, you do that, you still have 5-6 weeks to build Punk and Seth. And just like Rock and Roman, I hate saying it because it's true. People might not like it, but Seth and Punk is right there too. Where it's booking, it's right there in front of you. You don't need much,
man.
Right? And then it still gives you that glim of who is, because here's the other thing. I was thinking all this during the show. Rock and thing it, because then say Punk wins Rumble. Punk has beef with Rock from back in the day. So it's like, fuck that. I might go after the Rock and Roman. So then it gives you that time, like, shit. Like, even though we know it's going to be Punk and Rollins, you can have that myth of, well, shit, is he going to go after Seth? Is he going to go after maybe Roman? Does he want to be the guy to beat Roman or The Rock?
Yeah.
Right? So, like, it's all right there because I'm saying it right now. Damian Priest is not cashing that in because Punk's going to – the only way he wins – the only way I'll buy is if Seth retains at Mania, then Damian will cash it. But
yeah, they fucked up. They fucked up.
If Punk is that champion leaving WrestleMania, he's not cashing in on CM Punk.
Yeah, they fucked up, man, because they could have had it was day one. Like you could have had that. I mean, you had a big moment with The Rock, so I mean, genuinely a gigantic moment. But bro, you could have ended your show with the confetti, with this new champion holding up the belt. And then at an elimination chamber, he loses it, bro. That's fine. I would have been fine with that. You know what I mean? More so because you get rid of that fucking briefcase. Because Money in the Bank's coming up soon. Like, so get rid of that fucking briefcase so that we can re-up this shit.
And then you had a guaranteed angle. Because here's also what I thought: have Drew beat Seth and Damian cash in on Drew.
Yeah.
That storyline's halfway there too because of War Games. And then Seth gets his title match, or say you even do a triple threat at Chamber. Seth wins it back, and then you have Drew and Priest in a high-level WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
Like, this is where I get aggravated sometimes because it's right in front of you.
Right. There had to be a reason why they did that, but I don't know, bro. Because
as of right now, I don't know.
In my mind, going towards WrestleMania, you want so Cody should, in my mind, Cody should win the Rumble, and CM Punk should win the Money in the Bank because that Money in the Bank briefcase the last few years has been shit. Fucking Otis had the fucking Money in the Bank briefcase, and then he gave it to the Miz, and bro, that briefcase has been cannon fodder for years already. Like it's not. Yeah, it's not been great. You give that shit to CM Punk. Now you have somebody who you're like, oh shit, this fucking slippery bastard has a championship opportunity that he could cash in anywhere. That is intriguing to me. So that's the route that I would go. But you gotta get.
I like it. I just don't. This guy. I like it. I just don't see that happening. I hate to like be like the asshole. I guess I sound like there, but
no, that's fine.
I just don't
It's
see it
all ideas.
I agree. They need like an up either stick because it's weird. They've been getting the women's Money in the Bank right. It's just the men's there. And I get it. Right now, you're having this influx of talent. The fucking Rock's coming in. Cody's on fire.
Yeah, because these women don't waste no fucking time, bro. They get that briefcase, they cash that shit right in. I'm cashing in right now.
Like I said, the only thing I would like, there's only two things. Damian, if Seth retains at Mania, I wouldn't be opposed if they had Damian cash in like at Money in the Bank and win. Like do the no shit full year thing.
Yeah.
But because here's the thing, I think.
And is there any rule? Is there any rule that says there can't be two briefcases out there?
Well, because you can only have the briefcase for a year.
Oh, and then you lose it after a year? Is that a thing? Is that ever happened?
They never said, but
what's stopping them from having two of them?
I think you only have a year to cash it in. I think that is the thing.
Okay. That sounds right, but I've never seen it actually. Like, I never even really thought about that. Like, why not do a year where now there's two of them? You got two of them shits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I don't know. I just felt we had the answer right there, and it's just not there.
I just was mad because the show was great, and then you ended it like with such a like ridiculous like. I don't want to nitpick, but it's just like, bro, why did you show? If you would have showed Damian Priest unconscious, we're like, okay, I understand, motherfucker's unconscious. But he's literally standing there looking angrily at Seth Rollins. I'm like, bitch, get your ass in the ring and cash that shit in, bro. What you waiting on?
Then the last thing. So, granted, it was the first match of Raw on the night, so the crowd loved it. But what did you think of Nia and Becky? I thought it was a good
match. It was fun. I like the way that they built up the whole thing with the video package. I don't know if you got to see the video package and hear it when they played it, but it was really good. The video package was good. It built up their history with the face punch shit and all that. The match itself was good. I was surprised to see Nia Jax just completely obliterate her like that, but maybe they're building up a Nia Jax for a Jade Cargill.
That's what I think, man. Like, so now say they keep building up Nia. Would you be mad? Because I know we got Dynamite in like 10 minutes, so I have to end this. Would you be opposed to, long story short, Jade enters the Rumble, Nia eliminates Jade, or vice versa. Say Jade eliminates Nia, and you get Jade and Nia at WrestleMania. Would you be opposed to that?
I think that's the way you do that, because you want to have. You don't want to pin Nia, but you do want to see her like, she gets eliminated, she gets pissed off. That kind of makes their feud. Because if she eliminates Jade, it's just kind of like, ha, bitch, I eliminated you on your first day, blah, blah, blah. And then the face has to like kind of become a heel and go after the heel instead of the heel coming after the face for eliminating her. So I think it works better with
would you be
Jade doing the eliminating.
Would you be opposed to that?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'd prefer to see Jade eliminate her instead of the other way around.
The only thing is, can you build Jade and Nia from Rumble to Mania? That's a long time. I could see Jade's debut being at Chamber against Nia. I don't know, man. I think that's a tall task to give Jade right away. I might try and put Nia.
I think the best spot for Jade Cargill is the Rumble.
Yeah.
The best thing for her is to debut at the Rumble, and then from there they can just kind of they can throw her like Raquel, you know what I'm saying? They could throw Raquel at her, they could throw Piper Niven at her.
Yeah.
Kind of like get her, get her moves and all that shit in play, let people see what she can do, and then build towards Nia Jax. I think that's fine. That'll work for me.
But all I know is 2024 is off to a great start. Wrestle Kingdom is shit.
Bro, Tony Khan just tweeted. I know you probably saw it. I sent it into the chat. Tony Khan tweeted, we have a Continental title eliminator match tonight. Trent Beretta versus Brian Cage versus Brian Keith versus Hijo del Vikingo And whoever wins that is wrestling Eddie Kingston for the Continental title on Saturday.
You know, I have to go for our boy Brian Keith.
Woo.
I feel he's like a
Yeah,
member.
he's been catching nothing but L's on this show. He's been appearing on a bunch of AEW programming, and just losing. So I'd like to see him win. But again, you have Vikingo in here, Brian Cage, who I like, and Trent Beretta, who like, bro, why is Trent Beretta in everything? That dude gets so many title opportunities and loses. I don't understand.
Yeah. I don't know. Excited for Dynamite, but Wrestle Kingdom is shit right around the corner.
Bro, it's isn't it tonight or tomorrow? It's Thursday night.
Yeah, I think it's Thursday. Yeah, because the time change is what messes me up.
I ain't gonna be able to pull the bullshit I pulled the last year. So
I'm gonna have to watch it later.
I'm gonna have to definitely watch it later, dude.
But dude, just think, the first week of 2024, you got The Rock coming back, allegedly challenging Roman Reigns. Then NXT was pretty good last night. Now you got this Dynamite. Mercedes might debut. If not, it's just a great card to start off the year for Dynamite. Then you got this Triple H announcement, whatever it is. I've heard speculation from The Rock. I've heard tag titles, but I don't think
people were saying they were having a partnership with Impact because Impact,
which they already squashed that.
Yeah, they put a thing out earlier today. Impact put a thing out today where they're calling their pay-per-views now premium live events.
Yeah.
So people were like, "What? Are you serious?" So they thought there was some type of partnership.
But even that, but PWI and said so some announcement, but Punk's on that announcement show or whatever it is. I forgot who else was on.
Hey, maybe they have a new show, bro. Maybe they're gonna have a Saturday night wrestling show. Who knows?
Oh Jesus.
I can't watch any more wrestling, bro. No more. 2024. One of my resolutions is less wrestling, please.
Yeah, so it's on Peacock at 8/7 Central tomorrow. And on the thing, it's Triple H, CM Punk, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Dragunov, and Montez Ford.
Wow, bro, what the fuck? That's so weird.
I don't know what the fuck it is, but that, and then you got New Year's SmackDown, New Year's.
Does it say any? Is it called anything? Like, is it has a title? It's just
let me click
a show.
Let me click the link.
Is it called
this is the Wrestling Observer's website on it.
Oh,
Triple H to make a major announcement on WWE Preview Special 2024. That's
okay.
A CM Punk appearance is also set for the Peacock show on January 4th. So we got that tomorrow. Then we got New Year's Revolution. Then we have Eddie, whoever he's fighting in this match on Saturday.
So crazy.
In the first week of the year.
This is insanity.
Yeah, we got closing time here. Thank you guys for all of 2023. Keep following in 2024. Follow us on Twitter at WrestlingBTrash. We on there. I be tweeting every once in a while. But on YouTube, Wrestling is Trash. Like, comment, share, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. That's all I got. I'm excited to talk wrestling with you guys all of 2024. Lou, send us home, and then let's go watch some Dynamite.
Hell yeah. Lou from the PX currently trying to log into his TBS app because that shit is a trash-ass app. It constantly signs me out every fucking day. Even though I log into it every day, it signs me out, and then I have to sign back in with my phone. So currently doing that. But you already know Lou from the BX, host of the Everything Podcast, co-host of Wrestling is Trash. You can find us on Instagram, the gram of Instas, at Wrestling is Trash. From there, you click the bio, you click our link, you'll be able to access all sorts of Wrestling is Trash content, like our YouTube link, which we would very much appreciate you going and following, clicking subscribe, and following the show with us. So, again, we're just getting started. We got brand new championship being unveiled. Actually, they unveiled it already. The new New Japan title that David Finlay and Moxley and Ospreay are going to be fighting for. So
looks nice too.
Shit looks dope. It's going to be another banger match. It looks like. I don't even know what else is going to be on that show. That's the only match that I know about, and that's enough for me. So I'm definitely going to give that a watch this weekend. But, ladies and gents, it is time for us to say adieu. So, once again, I'm not going to do the whole Kenny Omega thing. I'm not going to do that shit. So, guys, thank you very much. We appreciate you and enjoy wrestling. Peace out.